Well, the EFF has slammed Acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo for holding a media conference to respond to Tourism Minister Lindiwe Sisulu's attack on the judiciary. Zondo called the media briefing after Sisulu's controversial opinion piece in IR last week, in which she refers to unnamed black judges as mentally colonized Africans who have settled for the mindset of those who have dispossessed their ancestors. Zondo said that she had insulted the judiciary without any analysis or facts. The EFF says that Zondo's response was misguided and misplaced and only serves to prejudice Sisulu and those who hold similar views as her. There has been mixed views, though, on Sisulu's letter on the capacity she holds as minister and that of the ANC NEC and the NWC member. And let's take the discussion further, and we're joined via Zoom by SABC News politics reporter Natasha Phiri, who's been taking in really some of these reactions by the different political parties. A very good afternoon to you, Natasha. Let's talk about it. I mean, the political parties are weighing in. We've heard from the EFF. I've just discussed now that the EFF has basically said that the minister should say what she feels is right when it comes to the judiciary and, you know, freedom of speech and so forth. But we've also heard from the DA, who've in fact called on President Cyril Ramaphosa to wrap her around the knuckles and in fact call her to order and ask her to apologize to the acting to Raymond Zondo. Let's talk about what it's looking like politically, the different reactions that we're getting from the different political parties. But I think also, very importantly, what the ANC itself is saying in all of this. I mean, especially given the fact that President Cyril Ramaphosa has been asked, you know, to weigh in on this.
Well, very good afternoon to you, Flo, and of course to SABC. It's quite interestingly that the ANC hasn't issued out a statement. We haven't seen anything by ANC spokesperson, Mr. Pulemabe, there in forms of a statement. But, of course, ANC members have been weighing in on this very issue. Flo, I just noted a tweet from ANC NEC member, Mr. Tony Ngeni. And of course, one tweet that stands out for me, he says that judges are not gods. They are human and fallible. They must and will be criticized. The Constitution is man-made. It must and will be criticized. Of course, also, this is quite interesting because this is ahead of a much-anticipated interview that will happen tonight at 6 p.m. between Mr. Tony Ngeni and our political editor, Mr. Mzwandile Mbeje. But quite interestingly so, Flo, as I was just waiting to cross live to you or via Zoom, messages have started pouring in from some ANC structures in and around South Africa. There's one from the ANC Youth League in the Vembe region. Of course, we were there, just last week in Limpopo, ahead of the party's January 8th statement. And they are saying that the ANC Youth League in Vembe calls for the acting Chief Justice Zondo to be disciplined. They are also raising their grievances, and they say that they are appalled by the unfairness and attacks that are leveled against Tourism Minister and ANC NEC member, Ms. Lindiwe Sisulu. There's also another statement that came out from a branch chairperson of the AB Koma branch, also, echoing the same sentiments as well. And of course, the ANC Sidibeng region also saying that these attacks on Minister Sisulu are unwarranted, as she actually, was raising her own opinion in her own voice. Of course, earlier on, you just spoke to what the EFF and what the DA had said. The DA is calling on President Ramaphosa to instruct the Minister of Tourism to actually issue a public apology to the people of South Africa. Also yesterday, we saw the acting Chief Justice, Mr. Raymond Zondo, saying that Mr. Sisulu had actually crossed the line and insulted the judiciary. But various, sentiments from all quarters of society, as this opinion letter, which was titled "Time Zanzi, Have We Seen Justice?" has actually caused a national discourse flow. We have political analysts saying that she's free and she's entitled to air her own opinion. The likes of Onga Mamtika saying that this was an attempt to scapegoat the Constitution and the legal system to enable politicians like her to actually abdicate responsibility for improving the lives of many people. But we also saw there the minister and the presidency, Obab Mondi Kungubele, distancing, the presidency from these remarks and the executive, calling them reckless, calling these comments reckless. But quite interestingly to note, Flo, he didn't want to cast aspersions about whether the tourism minister is actually, saying or indicating that she wants to, run as or in the ANC president's race, put her hat in the ring or her name in the ring for that race, but said that she had hoped that these utterances were not a sign of a year that is to come. As you know, that December 2022 is a very crucial year. It is the elective conference of the ANC floor. And of course, you've seen public endorsements like last week, Saturday, the ANC chairperson there of the ANC chairperson in Polokwane, Limpopo rather, Mr. Stanley Chupumatabata, saying that as Limpopo, the ANC publicly endorses, ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa. We've had quarters, others endorsing Sisulu as well. So is this an indication of the year that is to come, December 2022? It would be very interesting to see. But of course, we've solicited all these views. I'm just about to package. And of course, the package will be on air in the next hour or so in regards to the story.
And just as we wrap up our conversation, Natasha, I mean, this also points to something that we're always discussing, as political reporters yourself, Samkele, Obamzwa, the issue of unity in the ANC. They keep talking about this issue of unity. And it seems that, whenever we have an issue, even an issue like this, it points yet again to the divisions of the ANC. You kind of already have an idea of who's going to side with who and who's going to be against who. And it's happened yet again. I mean, you talk about Tony Ngeni, for example. There was no doubt that he would probably be siding with Lindiwe Sisulu. So yet again, those clear divisions being painted within the ANC. So I wonder if this issue of unity is actually quite elusive for the ANC and whether or not they will ultimately get to this unity that they speak of.
Definitely, Flo. And, in the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa's January 8th statement, he talked much about unity, the year of unity, of renewal of the party. I mean, we've been hearing this, like you said, and for some others have labeled this as a rhetoric. I mean, the ANC has been saying that, listen, it's time to unite. It's time to renew the party. We've heard the ANC Deputy President David Mabuza also echoing these same sentiments. But when honestly comes to the implementation, could we actually see this as a lived reality for the ANC? It's still, it is yet to be seen, because honestly, I mean, the ANC is at a point where it's deeply divided. There are deep factions, deep fractions within the governing party, which is 110 years old. But yet, like you said, you have ANC leaders preaching the message of unity. But when such things happen, I mean, it shows the glaring divisions within the party. But I mean, interesting times are coming ahead, Flo. It's still a long way to December 2022. A lot will still happen within the party. So I think let's just watch out and see what is yet to happen.
All right, Natasha, great reporting. Thanks very much. We look forward to hearing more of, what's coming out of this from you. Thanks very much. Our reporter there, political reporter, specialist reporter there, Natasha Phiri, speaking to us there about obviously what's on really a lot of people's minds and lips today, which is certainly what's happening between Minister Lindiwe Sisulu and the acting Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo.